So Estelle, what do we do with Estelle? Who is she? Well, Estelle is the third one to enter. She's the one who seems the most high-strung. She's the one who seems the most dramatic about being there, and is the one who wants to give up the least of her story. Garcin has told his story about how he pretends, right, that he was a pacifist, that he was, not a coward. He was a coward, right? He was shot. Estelle, on the other hand, doesn't want to talk. And so Ines and Garcin start creating a story for her. When she enters the room, she's afraid that there is somebody there with a smashed-in face. They quickly determine that that must be somebody that she was either responsible for killing or that she saw at some point dead, and this is stuck with her. And they correctly surmise that he shot himself, and it's probably her fault. They make up a story, right, about this person. They make up a story about how this person was lovely and poor as a church mouse and everything, and she says no. Eventually, she gets tired of people trying to put their truth onto her, and she decides the only way that she will be able to get out from underneath the gaze of others, for the moment, right? She will always be under the gaze of others, but for the moment is by telling the story that she has. And that story is that she was in love with many people. She always sort of was with somebody, but that one person in particular, Roger, wanted her to have a baby. She did end up getting pregnant. She went to Switzerland, right, to avoid being seen while she was pregnant. The baby came. Roger is delighted about it, but then she drops the baby out of a window into the river and kills it, right? So she is a murderer. Roger then goes back to Paris. He commits suicide, and she lives with this forever, right? She does not die because of anybody else. She is not shot. She simply dies of pneumonia, right? And she does have friends that she feels betrayed by. Olga, in particular, one of her friends who has a very difficult time, right? Being sad about her death, who also dances with a younger man that she truly wanted to be with, right? What happens to her is that over the course of a very quick time, right, she ends up losing the earth, right? She feels the earth slipping away, and what happens is that as the earth slips away from her, Olga is saying exactly what's going on. She says, right, about Olga, I tell you, Olga, I can see you. No, she doesn't care. She's dancing through my gaze. What's that? What's that you said? Our poor dear Estelle. Oh, don't be such a humbug. You didn't even shed a tear at the funeral. And she has the nerve to talk to him about her poor dear friend Estelle. How dare she discuss me with Peter? Now then, keep time, because they're dancing, right? She never could dance and talk at once. Oh, what's that? No, please don't tell him. You can keep him. Do what you like with him, but please don't tell him about that. She stopped dancing. Estelle was dancing, right, along with the music. Oh, all right, you can have him now. Isn't it foul, Garcin? She told him everything about Roger, my trip to Switzerland, the baby. Poor Estelle wasn't exactly... No, I wasn't exactly. True enough. He's looking grave, shaking his head, but he doesn't seem so much surprised. Not what one would expect. Keep him then. I won't haggle with you over his long eyelashes, his pretty girlish face. They're yours for the asking. And as they dance, right, they end up not thinking about her anymore. She has left, right, she has left everything in their hands, right? They judge her. She is not there to not be judged. She hoped that her secret would be safe. Now one of the people that she was in love with has a terrible opinion of her, and everything is gone, right? She says, all over, it's the end. The earth has left me. And that's really, right, the idea that the earth is no longer hers, right? The story is no longer hers to control. The narrative is no longer hers to control, and she is left without a way of defending her own choices. At the end, it is Estelle, right, who tries to take control, who tries to hit everybody else, who tries to attack other people, who tries to throw people into the hallway, and who eventually tries to give me just a moment. Here we are. There we go. All right. Estelle, right, picks up that paper knife and stabs Inez with it, and it doesn't work, right, because Inez says, right, we're dead, right, we're all dead. There's nothing else, right, to do, right, Estelle is the one who sort of has the hardest time really agreeing with the fact that they are dead, right? Garcin comes to that conclusion earlier. Inez comes to that conclusion very first, right? And it makes peace with it if you can make peace with it. And, right, Inez eventually says, right, when Garcin is trying to seduce when Estelle is trying to seduce Garcin, neither of them really wants each other, but they're trying to do it just to be cruel. Inez says, what a lovely scene, coward Garcin holding baby killer Estelle in his manly arms. Make your stakes, everyone. Will coward Garcin kiss the lady or won't he dare? What's the betting? I'm watching you. Everybody's watching. I'm a crowd all by myself. Do you hear the crowd? Do you hear them muttering, Garcin, mumbling and muttering, coward, coward, coward? That's what they're saying. It's no use trying to escape. I'll never let you go. What do you hope to get from her silly lips? Forgetfulness? But I shan't forget you, not I. It's I you must convince. So come to me, I'm waiting. So Inez knows that as long as she believes that Garcin is a coward, as long as she keeps reminding him of it, he will always be a coward. He always has been and always will be a coward, but she will remind him that that's what people believe. Estelle, as someone who killed a baby, caused the death of somebody else, right, was cruel to other people. Everybody here has been cruel to other people, has not taken responsibility for their actions, has thought that for some reason they will be able to control the narrative, they will be able to make people believe that they are different than who they are. This is an ideal place, right, for Sartre to say that existentialism, the responsibility that we bear, will follow us forever. The absurdity, of course, in the situation comes from the setting, right? We're in hell. We would imagine that the setting is very different. We would imagine that the despair that we feel, right, can be alleviated in some way. We can fight against it. But this hell that Sartre has presented us with, there is no way to fight it. There is no way to be an absurd hero here. You cannot struggle against the rock because there is no rock. There is only ourselves, and we cannot struggle, right, against ourselves as well as we can struggle against the world. We have nothing to struggle against except what we are and what we have presented ourselves as. So how do we wrap up this play? Well, let's talk about it in the next and final video for the week.